The psoas release is an amazing stretch for stress release. So, if you don't know, the psoas is this great muscle that connects our lower body to our upper body. It is one of our hip flexor muscles, it's a common name. Um, so, it actually connects right through and into the back of the ribs, and then it connects through into the femur. And so what this does is, I mean, it helps us, flex our hip forward. And many people, because of our culture, sitting a lot, stressing a lot, we end up with really tight hip flexors. And the psoas is actually energetically related to this tension holding, this stress. So if you have a lot of stress happening, and I mean, in our world right now, there is a whole lot going on. So even if you don't have anything happening in your personal life, it is very easy to get overwhelmed these days. So this is a great practice to do every night before bed, or just even after a yoga practice or a weightlifting practice or something like that, just to help really release and relax the nervous system and that all important psoas. Uh, so what you're going to need is a bolster. If you don't have a yoga bolster specifically, then just a really firm bunch of pillows. You don't want it to be too soft. You want to have some firmness to it, and you want it to be like a little bit long. So you're going to place that on the floor, and you can use a mat or whatever you want. So you want that, and then you want to have a couple of extra cushions or a blanket for your head. So we're going to play around here with what the height is, and it's going to depend on your body, but it's really important to be picky and to figure this out properly to get this release. So what you want to do once you have things sort of set up here is find that area just at the base of your shoulder blades, and you're going to have it on the edge of your bolster or pillows. And then you want your extra little pillow for your head. And then so I want you to place your hands on your rib cage and just assess where they're at. So many of us have this flaring type rib cage. So if your head is still too low, then your ribs are still going to pop up. And I could probably actually use a little bit of extra support here. So I'm going to place that and just see. It's kind of like this Goldilocks sort of thing. So you have to sort of play around with it. It's worth it to take the time. And so once your head is propped, you're going to notice like, oh, okay, my ribs have dropped. And then you know that you're in the right spot. So just notice that if you're still up here and those ribs are really out, take another pillow, place it under your head, and then you'll visibly be able to feel and see that those ribs are down. And then all you're going to do is relax. So I want you to really breathe here. Close your eyes. And then just really feel this tension just release from your core, from that psoas. So you have this, as you're lying there, just so you can hear me talking. We have this space. So if you want to take your hands to the floor underneath you, you can kind of assess here how much space is between your rib cage and the floor. And if you're really tight, you might be, jacked up a little bit high. And then after about 5 to even 10 minutes, you'll probably notice how that psoas releases, that you're going to become closer and closer to the floor. You're not going to touch the floor, but you'll maybe see a little bit of a difference there. And so during this stretch, you don't feel a like stretch sensation. So it's not like you're not feeling. So stretch is kind of the wrong word to use. It's more like a release, your psoas release. So in this position, because of our ribs are dropping down, our psoas can just completely relax. And then we can also help it out by our breath. So in and out through the nose. And then if you're watching a timer, I want you to just hold this position for a good 2 to 3 minutes and just really take your time with it and breathe. And then after that 2 to 3 minutes, you're just gonna just gently scoot yourself down a little bit. So now that the bolster or the pillows are more sort of in the middle of your shoulder blade area, and so you're closer even to the floor. And if you need to sort of shift the hips a little bit, then do that and get comfortable again, and just feel that complete dropping. Everything is relaxing here. If that shifting down requires you to take less pillows, you can do that too. You can remove some of them. And then you'll spend another 2 to 3 minutes here. And once that time has passed, and I'm just speeding it up here for the sake of the video, you're going to go down one more time, and I'm going to remove one of mine and then just scoot down. So now you're almost at the very edge here. And then again, just adjusting the hips. And then another 2 to 3 minutes there. And then you can finally just scoot all the way off or push your pillows off. And you can use one for your head still if you'd like, or just come down to the floor and just feel how the body feels after that. You should feel less tense. You should feel almost flatter to the floor, like everything is just completely released and relaxed. And then you're welcome to lie there as long as you want. When you get up, though, make sure that you just come up nice and slow by rolling to one side and then coming up to seated. So, like I said, this is a great release to do anytime you feel stressed, but especially before bed. Enjoy!